Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Imprecisely. It's Jordan Valenzuela, and I'm joined by a special guest, a good friend of mine, and joined by her daughter, Yana. What's up, Chelsea? It's my homegirl, Chelsea. How you doing? How you doing?
Hey, Jordan. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you for
No,
inviting.
of course. Pleasure's all mine. Thank you for making the time to do this. And, taking time out your day. So yeah, just for people who don't know, just explain to them like who you are, what you do, like the businesses that you're involved with and run and all that and all the services that you offer and just let everybody know what you do and what you're about.
Okay. Well, as Jordan said, my name is Chelsea. I am 26 years old. Right now, I am a working stay-at-home mom due to everything, the pandemic and whatnot. Blessed and fortunate to have this type of opportunity. So what I do is I'm an Herbalife distributor or business owner, meaning I consume Herbalife products and I share my results and how I was able to obtain my results, weight loss, pregnancy, and then post-pregnancy with the products that I consume. And then those who are interested in trying the products, they ask me, and I'm a paid storyteller and guidance, a product guidance, a product. I don't know the word for it,
like
but I help
reviewer and
yeah, a product reviewer, a product recommender.
Right.
I just yeah.
Oh, nice. And then you're so that does that fall under the umbrella? I know in your bio it says like lifestyle coach. So pretty much like the Herbalife products, they kind of revolve around a specific lifestyle, right? I'm assuming like in terms of health and stuff like that.
So definitely it works around, I used to be active, as you know. I used to be like in the gym. Like I love the gym, but now my lifestyle changed with a daughter. But I'm just blessed and grateful, nutrition can work around it, and Herbalife is just super convenient that way. And lifestyle, yes, it works with anybody's lifestyle, like an athlete, a bodybuilder, a mom, a stay-at-home mom, a breastfeeding mom. So Herbalife, definitely the products help me find a lifestyle, not only like nutritionally, but active wise. And no matter what happens in my life, family, baby. So yeah, having a baby definitely turned my whole life upside down, but just blessed and grateful that nutrition was still able to like go through it.
No, yeah, for sure. If we take it back, if you don't mind me asking, what were you doing prior to being an Herbalife coach?
Prior to Herbalife, I was a substitute teacher at Kamehameha Preschool.
Oh yeah. I didn't know that. Cool.
Yeah, part-time. I really liked it because the schedule was super flexible. And yeah, the staff and faculty there were super nice. And they always had work available because, teachers, I really liked the fact that I was helping out teachers, and whenever they need, calling out sick, I was there. And my schedule was open that way where, yeah, you need me, call me in, I'll go. And they also gave me the option to make my schedule where, just tell us when you're available and we'll call you. Like, oh, cool. But, it's pretty open, my schedule, and that's a part-time job is when your schedule is pretty open.
Oh, wow. Did you, what grade level did you teach? And there's kind of like everything, every subject?
I was preschool preschool. So it's like beginning of kindergarten. So like your basic ABCs, 1, 2, 3, cleaning up, colors. That at that age is like, that was actually when I applied to Kamehameha. That was the only grade I ever didn't experience before applying. So I did work at YMCA. I worked at Palolo Elementary for a good semester. And then, preschool was just not an age I ever experienced working.
So. So that I'm sure there's like a lot of skills that you kind of brought into like mom life. You know what I mean? And like you're gonna.
Definitely, yeah. So mom life really kind of like sunk in with me. Like, I'm really ready for this.
Yeah. Since we're on it, and since Iana's here on camera, how would you say mom life has like changed you in terms of like your goals and like I'm sure it's even more so now, but like in terms of your work ethic and your goals and your dreams, how has having Iana like kind of shifted your perspective to like really get on it? Because I see you like all the time, whether it's at the gym putting in work or like networking, always on social media, you're always pushing out product, always pushing out content. So how do you balance that while being a mom, and how has being a mom like kind of pushed that to like, you know, work even harder?
That's a very good question.
Not like you weren't motivated before, but you know, I'm sure there's an extra sense of
Yeah,
like,
yeah, no,
yeah.
I think, well, with having her, it definitely pushed me and challenged me more. But in a way, yeah, it motivated me because, you know, this is the type of lifestyle that I never thought would be possible. So I had to really work it to be
Mm-hmm.
blessed to have it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To be able to work at home with her, around her, and still take care of my health and her health at the same time. And then at this, I always talk about this with my team that this Herbalife journey, yeah, I started it for my results, but then now it's been so long term that it's more focused on my growth for other people, to lead someone else, to guide someone else. Not only my daughter, but now like a team, my clients. And that's why pushing content, it's more so not for popular people to like, look at me, look at me. It's more like, what do you need? I know a lot of people, I want to post like lifting like videos, I do, but I know a lot of people don't have home gyms or they're not blessed with a gym or be able to pay for gym membership. So I try to push content where it's relatable. Like people can do it for themselves too, a mom or I know I'm going to try to still do lifting videos to just to for those who do have, and it's hard to balance, and being on social media you kind of want to have a broad spectrum of you know people you can connect with there. And yeah, it's just I hope I answered your question.
No,
I don't know.
that's perfect. So, you know, before we talk about how you do what you do now, coming from a genuine place of wanting to like help people on their fitness journeys and then their lifestyles, and that comes from you having um, been through your own, I guess, fitness journey as well. So, like, what, like, was there a shift like in your life where you decided, you know, I need to take like my health and lifestyle seriously, or I'm gonna like what happened prior to you realizing now that I've hit this point in my life I can help others? Like what was the pre-story to all that?
Definitely
because
what
for me
started.
because for me when before I started like, you know, getting into it for real and like helping people, it's because I was obese, not obese. I was like, I had times in my life where I was like heavier, you know. It would change throughout like the years, but like yeah, when I started taking it seriously, that's what shifted it for me. And then when I realized how much better I felt, like mentally and just physically as well, that's when I was like really wanting to help others. And that's what I'm assuming it was like kind of similar for you.
Babe, can I take care? Are you done? Sorry, I'll get to your question.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You want me
So
to
where I
repeat?
started, yes. Go
Oh
ahead,
no, no, you.
please.
Yeah. So just when you said like you hit a point in your life where you were doing this because you wanted to help other people with their fitness journey, and it's not for clout and all that. It's coming from a genuine place of wanting to help people. Um, was there like something in your life like that happened previous to that where like you decided maybe you felt like you needed to make a change health wise and before you could start helping other people? So like because for me like what I was saying was like I there were times in my life where I was kind of heavy set and I maybe wasn't exactly happy with how I looked or how I felt even. So when I started taking like it's that's when I started taking it seriously. That's when I got to a point where it was super disciplined. It was on the regular. It was every day, and it was super strict. And then I started reaching a point where I liked the results in terms of how my body looked, how my body felt, what I was able to do. That's when I was like more open to like helping people, because a lot of people would ask me, you know, how do you do this, or what's your program for this, or how do you eat, blah blah blah, or but I didn't want to not that I didn't want to help, but I didn't feel like I was like adequate enough to help them if I'm still trying to figure it out myself. But then when I got to a point where it was kind of comfortable and I was confident in what I was doing, that's when I started opening up and helping people. So what before you started helping others and it was coming from a genuine place of guiding people, like was something in your life like poking at you to like make a change first? Because you know how you want to before you can pour into someone else's cup, you got to make sure you have something in yours, right? So
Exactly.
something happened to you personally before?
Oh yes, definitely. So I was in a work injury. And I was never in a hospital before. So I had second and third degree burns. From my work injury, I had boiling water spill all over my leg. I've never been to a hospital, never had surgery, and just boom. That I had no idea how it happened. So I can say for a fact that, it was my way. I found God again. Like
Mhm.
there's many different ways and many different times in your life that you find God, you refine God.
Right.
And I've had so many. Definitely that was one. Because I remember no idea. I was mad at God for number one because I didn't know what happened. I don't know how it happened. I don't know what I did to deserve it, but it was miserable. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks.
Mhm.
But long story short, honestly, I found God and to just find what I was worth and what I deserved first,
Mhm.
of course. And then I felt, after I was able to do this, I was like, but there's so much more. Like, it's just me. I know a lot of us can do this too. I know like it's possible. If it's possible for me, I could go out there and make it possible for somebody else or help inspire somebody else do it for them, because I see so much people out there that are in need of help, in need of guidance. And I want to be that. I kind of wanted to be that person because I know how it felt. I know how it
Right.
feels to be in that hole and not find God. And my both my grandparents just passed away, both of
Oh,
them
I'm
this
sorry to
past
hear that.
couple months. Yeah, and this is another moment where I found God again. And honestly, I've now it's like a family thing where I'm there for my family,
Mhm.
and it's a very like mind, body, and soul. Like, of course, I strengthen my mind. Of course, I strengthen my body, but soul wise, it's 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 just a constant journey of rebuilding all three of those all together.
Mhm.
And that's where I can give it out, because one thing at a time, it's like I don't do all three, but I know if I like make my mind strong, I can help somebody on Herbalife. My body strong, obviously that's the results.
Mhm.
That shares the results. My soul is where it's just I can trust in God, trust the process, and just keep going. Just keep going, never
Mhm.
falter. If I ever do feel like, what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. Then I always turn to Him. I'm just like, I come
Amen.
back to prayer, and it's just everything. And there's just moments too that my family feel lost too, and I want to be that person for my family too, not just for strangers, random strangers, but first family first, right?
Mhm.
And once I do that for my family, I feel like, wow, I can do this for anybody, and
Yeah.
I want to be that for anybody. But again, I learned that with business, it's like you don't want to give your 100% if somebody else isn't going to give your 100%. So
Yeah.
that kind of it's different. Like with a personal and business, I have to keep that. That's still an ongoing like learning process for me. Like, okay, Chelsea, gotta buckle it down. Don't get too personal, right? And then keep my personal personal.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's so awesome. That's so wow, it's really respectable that like, because that's where help comes from, right? Like when you're in a position to help somebody, that's and you have the heart for it without any sense of like they owe you, or without any sense of like you're doing it for attention or for whatever. It's coming from a genuine place because you most likely were in that spot before, you know? And so you know what it's like, and you know what it's like to not have help, or you know what it's like to have gotten help. So it's like when you see somebody else going through that, and then knowing you had previously gone out of that, I admire that a lot, that you're able to do that, and you have such a huge like following and platform. So I'm sure you touch more lives than you think. Um, in terms of like the health and the fitness part, was when you were like recuperating and stuff. Like obviously, I'm assuming you weren't able to like really like exercise or whatever. So did you hit moments where like you found yourself? Because I had appendicitis before, and then I wasn't able to do anything, like barely even like jog. And then I found myself like, I mean, it's not our fault, because we're dealing with the recovery process. But I found myself like eating a lot, and then like it sucked because I wasn't able to work out, and then it was like weighing on me. Because I feel like post surgery depression, whether it's postpartum depression or like any kind of injury, I feel like it's definitely a real thing. Did you experience something like that? And then is that what kind of really like lit a fire to like get this thing going and to where you're at now?
Oh yes, oh yes. You're not the only one. I've been through that post-surgery depression. I ate and ate and ate. I ate rice, spam, and corn for 3 days a week because that was all I could do. I couldn't leave my house. I couldn't move. Um, yeah, so you're definitely not alone. I felt that. And the one point where I felt like my life needed a switch is where I was finally cleared to go back to work. Back then, I worked 2 jobs. It was sickening. Like, I had no time. I was just working to get paycheck to paycheck. And it was 2 jobs, one on the weekdays and one on the weekends. And then when I was finally cleared to go back to work, I didn't go back to my part-time job, obviously, because that's where I got injured. But I went back to my full-time. I lost all my hours. They took that away from me. I didn't have vacation whatsoever. And I just returned to just a job. I knew I had that. I sat there at the desk and I was like, am I really happy here? Like, after I was recovering for 3 months, two and a half, but I was recovering for a long time, stuck in my home. And then finally being able to go out in society, I go to a job I didn't like. I knew it because I sat there and I was like, yeah, same old, like no change, no different. And that's where it was like coming out of that, kind of like quarantine, coming out of that. I was like, I needed change. I needed different. My life felt the same. And I was like, I knew there was more. And that's at that point, I was like, no, I want more. Because being in quarantine, right, it's just the same thing every day. And it's like finally being out, it's like, wow, this is it. Like, I gotta do something because there's so much more to life than just going back to a job you don't like. And yeah, that's where it really changed when I was able to go back out.
No, that's awesome. No, yeah, I feel like quarantine, like if people and I realized this too when I was like recovering from my surgery like back in years ago. But like if I really sit and think about it, just from my own personal standpoint, I've done so much during quarantine. It's like I feel like it's a good, if depending on how you view it, it could be very beneficial. Of course it sucks because you can't do nothing. But like if you make the most of it and you just try to like, start different projects, try different things, or like just evaluate, okay, like what's the next step for this part of my life? What's the plan for this? Like it's sometimes you just need that mental break to kind of just hit the brakes a little bit and then just kind of like reevaluate your life, your goals, the next decision, the next step in this aspect of your life or in this one or life in general. So I feel like especially people who a lot of their clientele is like, or like a lot of their marketing is done virtually and digitally. I feel like it was very beneficial actually to like, because people during quarantine, everyone's on their phone, everyone's on their devices. So it's really easy to like, reach out and network and push out content. So yeah, that was really like when I decided like this right here, like this podcast, it was during quarantine. I was like, I have so much people I feel like I can talk to. I might as well just
might as well. This is great. No,
so
I
like this came out of quarantine too.
Yeah,
But
I'm sure I hope this is pushing out some great content for people who listen. I mean, you have great followers too, and I hope this reaches out to people who are in need of, some inspiration, like people like us, we can do it. I'm just a mom, new mom, first time mom. And, I did have, that whole single life, not single, but, just like no kid life.
Right.
And now I just can't imagine life without her now. It's just weird now, but definitely children is such a blessing.
So. I'm actually glad you had her on in the beginning because like, that just proves even more so like like the super mom, like I can do this while I take care of my kid, which is funny because like when you're talking about Josh's podcast when he came on here like a few episodes ago, he had his kid come on for a bit too, and then he was holding him.
I'm super blessed with my husband. I mean, he was eating dinner right now, so that's why I had to hold her while he was eating, and then he just finished eating so I could pass her off. But then he's such a good guy. It's I don't know, I'm just blessed to have him. It's a two-man show, honestly. I applaud those single parents. I'm just like, damn, you single parents I don't know how you do it.
I know. No, yeah, I can't. One day I'll know what that feels like. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So into the specifics of it. How did you? Oh, before we get into that, how did you like come across Herbalife? And like, what was your introduction into it? Like, did someone approach you, or you stumbled upon it? Because one of my coworkers, his wife, I believe, does Herbalife as well. So once in a while he'd bring us like protein bars or like powders to mix with our drinks, and then like, I'm like, yo, this is It's pretty good. Like, what is it? He's like, I don't know, my girlfriend just does it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So how was your introduction to it? And like, what made you decide, like, yeah, this is what I want to do with my life?
Well, for me, I was pretty lucky. I was, scrolling on social media. This is literally what I was doing. I was actually recovering from my injury at home, eating away, and I was scrolling on social media. Probably what a lot of people are doing right now in quarantine, but I was scrolling, and I came across my friend's page. My college roommate, which I know both Paul and I knew. She just gave birth to her baby, and she did gain some, baby weight, pre-pregnancy weight. And then all of a sudden, 3 months later, boom, she was like this transformation picture where she went from extra large, large, medium, small. That I remember the same transformation picture. I was like, and she was my college roommate, so we were good friends. So I was blessed that I was comfortable with asking her. I wasn't like shame, like, oh man, a stranger, like I don't know. But that's how I kind of don't want social media to be like, hey, no, I want to be friendly. Don't feel shy.
Social.
Yeah, don't be. I try not to be judgmental. Like social, you shouldn't be afraid to be social on social media, but people are afraid of the judgmental platform. It's like, no, we shouldn't be judged on social media.
Yeah,
but
that's a whole different.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I stumbled across Herbalife on social media with a friend, and I've been her ride or die for about 3 years now.
Oh, okay. Also, just to put it in context, the whole your injury recovery and then starting this was about 2017, then like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
November. Yeah, around this time. This month would make 3 years. Yeah.
Oh wow. So where did Herbalife originate, and like how old is this business?
So this company is 40 years old. It was originated somewhere in the mainland. It's 40 years old, right? It's been around for a while, but just not a lot of people have heard about it because it's not advertised as big. It's kind of like, Airbon, Amway, and whatnot, other MLM nutrition companies and whatnot. But basically it's 40 years old. It was founded by Mark Hughes. He started the company because his mother passed away from overdosing on dietitiary, pills, diet pills. So she overdosed on it.
Oh wow.
So he started, like how Apple started in like a garage. He started Herbalife. He started Herbalife in the back of his trunk, trying to sell his powders in the back of his trunk.
Oh wow. No, yeah, I feel like I've definitely have heard of it before. It just in more recent years, it's got like a big boom, like of like followers and like
a lot. No,
noise.
I believe a lot of other companies, because of social media. It's a new platform. It's getting around now, so
like there's no excuse to not get your brand or your product out.
Like, yeah, no excuse. Yeah, literally, like you said, there's no excuse. There's so much connectivity out there and technology out there. And people ask me like, oh, you're gonna lose revenue, or I'm like, this is a people business. There's billions and billions of people. We're not gonna lose revenue. And health and nutrition, it's gonna be around for a long time.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like that field, like health and nutrition, that's like you're always gonna have a market. Like, and people are always gonna want to try new things. Maybe this doesn't work for them, and then they'll find Herbalife or vice versa, or like they're always gonna like look for new products or like anything to boost their.
And people always unhealthy and keep unhealthy habits. Yeah.
Exactly. So like this is a good business to be in because it's like you're always gonna have consumers, I remember like back in the day, like my dad, he did them on the side because he had 2 full-time jobs, like doing surgery, being a pastor. But I don't know. I think one of his friends, he got him into what is it called? It was like cans. It was like energy drink cans with XS on it. Had all these different flavors, and then he even got into this like limu something like seaweed based like antioxidant drinks. And then I remember he was like slanging that for a while, like. And then now it's like Kayani. Like him and my mom are firm. If you heard of Kayani, like they're firm believers in Kayani. It's like kind of like vitamins and antioxidants as well, whether it's like pill form or like whatever. And then there's so much out there, and it's like the fact that people now can literally be a parent, be a stay-at-home parent if they have to, and still provide for their family and pay the bills and put food on the table. That's such a blessing, to be able to do that.
Speaking of like what you said, like there's so much things out there. That's why I kind of I tell my team to make it a point and make it important to never forget why they started with the company they started with and why they love the product, and just keep going with and be committed. That's the number one thing. And there's so much out there, and you just remember why you chose this one. And I know there's a lot of people who just, they try things, it may not work for you, but once you fall in love with that one thing, be committed to it. Like Herbalife, I've never tried anything before Herbalife. And once I got the results I got with Herbalife, I fell in love. I was like, I'm blessed and grateful. I know this works. I'm going to stick with this. I'm committed. Yeah. So obviously if it doesn't work for you, then maybe, kind of, I always like to tell my clients, stick to the basics. What did I tell you? I mean, are you really following the program? But, it doesn't work for everybody. And I totally understand that. And I'm a coach that I'm just not pushy, but I make sure that you're doing what I say. Cause I don't want to be known as like, oh no, the coach that didn't give me anything, or, it was confusing what she said. So I try to be clear, be transparent, and be, that's the thing, unique. There's a lot of things out there that you got to make your business unique. Like be you. You can't copy somebody else. And if honestly, I feel like if I am me, there's going to be someone that's kind of like me. But I try to be different. I like standing out. I like being different. Trying different things, new things to make my business me.
Yeah, that's how you get noticed. And that's also how you feel like you're not conforming to anything. You're like being true to you. That's originality. I feel like is something that's like not really there anymore in the world. Like everything now is like blending in and cookie cutter, like just uniform. But then but then you don't really get noticed, or you don't get the push if people just assume like you or your brand or your product is just like everything else. They just kind of skim by, and then boom, you just lost potential business or whatever.
That's why my page, I try not to do a lot of bikini pictures or workout skin. I'm like, I don't like to show my skin a lot. And plus, we're supposed to show the results, but I show the results in like how I feel, being me, confident.
Which is good. That's different.
Yeah, not like by the looks, my appearance. I mean, I'll dress nice. I'll put on a little makeup, whatnot, but I'm a mom now. I'll be real. I'm a mom. I don't do that all the time.
Nice. So for you personally, before we just dive into like your clientele and all that, and like what you do for other people, what products, first of all, like what exactly does Herbalife like offer? Is it like food products or whatever, food replacements, powders? And then what products did you personally use that you were speaking about earlier that you fell in love with? What did you personally use to help you on your fitness journey that you would recommend that that you still use maybe to this day?
Good question. I mean, there's a lot, and Herbalife people have misconceptions about Herbalife because there's, as like you said, there's many different things, but Herbalife is basically a nutrition company that we do have meal replacement nutrition company. But definitely we do have different programs where you take the products in a different routine. So the products that I purchased and consumed that helped get my results and that I fell in love with was just your basic shake and tea. But how I took it to obtain my results was having a shake replace 2 meals a day. And then I ate snacks, two snacks. Yeah, well snacks. I know it's a lot, but you need to still eat in order for the nutrition and the shakes to work. So I ate snacks, and then I had one meal though. So 1 meal a day with 2 shakes, and I lost 30 pounds in 3 months. And I was about 3 pounds overweight. So it was perfect. I was like, I know it worked out for me, but everybody's body's different. So that's why there's different programs with Herbalife that really fits to a particular person's calorie intake and whatnot. And I've got this question a lot by different clients, if they were to go on a specific diet, would the product still work? I'm like, yeah, totally. You could go on whatever nutrition or diet, meaning like what they eat daily. Of course, I tell them if you're going to keep eating fast food every day, it's not going to work. Unhealthy fried food, it's like healthy choices. I try to make it clear, healthier choices, watching what you eat, but in a convenient way, because now you're saving money on 2 meals a day and saving time because the shakes only take 2 minutes. So basic shake and tea is your protein powder and your meal replacement powder, which make a shake. So 1 scoop of protein and 2 scoops of Formula 1, that makes a shake. Tea helps boost my metabolism, and so burning calories and give me energy. So that is your tea, and I add aloe to it, which naturally sweetens it. So that's why it's no sugar tea. But the aloe is like a natural sweetener, which I knew there was like aloe drinks, but I
Yeah.
didn't know like, there was like a no sugar, like, because all the other aloe drinks have a lot of sugar in it, but the Herbalife one, no sugar, is straight up aloe concentrate. That's what it's called.
Mhm.
And there's different flavors, but I add that to my tea to make it sweet, and it helps soothe your digestive system. I'm sure you know that about aloe.
Yeah.
Aloe is such. I love aloe. Like I rave about that plant. I love that plant. My papa has a aloe plant in his yard, and I kind of want to take it and put it in my yard.
I use it typically for sunburn, but yeah,
Yeah,
the
aloe.
drinks are so good. I didn't even know that they made drinks. I used to use it just for like sunburn and stuff, and then
Yeah.
I came across the drink that they sell, the real like typical one. I'm like, they put that in a drink. And I tried it,
Yeah.
and I was like, yo, this is pretty good. So I can imagine like what it's like in the drink sweeteners and stuff. So the aloe is also a product from Herbalife, or you add that yourself, like from
Yeah,
those?
no, Herbalife aloe concentrate.
Oh,
So the
okay.
tea and aloe is from Herbalife. So those are the basic four products: the protein powder, the
Uh-huh.
healthy meal powder, the tea, and the aloe. Those are the four that I just started basic, and I just followed the program, the weight loss program my friend gave
Hmm.
me. And then afterwards, of course, I fell in love with it. Actually, after the first month, I lost already like 10 pounds
Wow.
in the first month. I know,
Uh,
and that's still eating, and I still felt good, and I
this
still
is
had
with
my shake.
like regular exercise, right?
Yeah, this is with a
Right.
regular, I actually, before I started Herbalife, I was trying doing to do it naturally, but
Mhm.
I had no idea what I was doing. I was literally eating a salad every day and
Yeah.
trying to work but I felt exhausted, and I lost 1 pound in 1 month, and I was like, I'm
Mm.
exhausted. So then I started Herbalife, and I stuck to the routine, and in 1 month I lost 10 pounds. So I was like, wow, this is working. I'm gonna keep going. And then my friends like, oh, if your friends are asking, do you want to like, you love it so much, would you think you could share this and share like what you're doing, Chelsea? I'm like, I could try. Honestly, I was like,
Mhm.
I don't know how I could do this, but I can try. And I was like new to social media. I was new to Instagram, posting selfies like every day. That like, well, not every day, like posting, like the regular basic
Yeah,
posting
yeah,
where I would post a selfie maybe once a week. That was me. And I was like, I don't know how to even talk. That was when stories was fresh and new. And I was
yeah.
like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I tried. I was super shy. I even have in the archive, I still have
Yeah.
like my first video of me talking about shakes. And I was like, so if you want to give it a try, you can just let me know. Yeah, that was me. I was
And
like,
then now
wow.
it's like so like there's no awkwardness, and I was like, hey guys, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but that comes with like practice. You go on it
Yeah,
every day. Realize, yeah, just be yourself every day. Like, who cares? Like, good morning, wake up.
yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
I want to and rock and be
Do
like,
you have a
good morning,
YouTube channel?
wake up. Yeah, huh?
Do you have a YouTube channel?
No, but Paul tells me I should
You
have one.
should. I no, like for real, like with all your posts and your stories, you pretty much are vlogging. So it's like you might as well just make a YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's what Paul
You
says.
know what I
People
mean?
would watch me. Yeah, like one thing, a lot of people tell me I should have a YouTube channel, but I honestly don't. I would hire an editor though, because I have
Oh,
no idea how to edit. Yeah,
oh. I
it'll
see. I mean, it's not that simple kind, just like daily vlogs. But yeah, yeah. So when you said people like Herbalife caters to different people, obviously people have different body types. Their start points are different. Their goals are different. Like, do they fill out like a questionnaire or survey, or how do they go about finding their plan, like what supplements they should take or what works for them? How does that work?
great question. So actually, on my retail website, I can send you my link later. But I have this program set up. It's a wellness profile. I put that there, and they just click it, and just like any survey, they fill out basic information about their body type, also what they eat on a regular basis,
Mhm.
what's their favorite protein, and then also Herbalife will calculate it for them according to their height and their body size and their body mass. BMI is super important.
Mhm.
Before Herbalife, I had no idea what BMI was. But then throughout this whole journey, I was like, okay, BMI is important because you got to know that in order to know what you're healthy, not only what you intake, but what you have to like work out to.
Mhm.
Um, so Herbalife does that wellness profile. It also tracks your calorie intake as well. And it has like this table. Herbalife has this like graph table where whichever like color category you're in is the amount program that you're into. So that's
I see.
I've yeah, it's really detailed. But I just follow the basics because I'm not a huge calorie counter. I just
Yeah,
follow
yeah.
the basic easy meal build. Herbalife has this meal builder where it's just basic protein, veggies, fats, healthy fats, and yeah,
Yeah.
veg.
Yeah, I have friends who like they have a scale, they count the macros, the calories.
Oh,
I can't do that.
I'm not a numbers girl. I
I
could
don't have
try,
time for
but
that.
I'm sure I would get it wrong.
I'm like, that seems like a scoop.
Right? I'm just guesstimating. Like, I'm just
Yeah, yeah. What do you call that? Like, so for people who like reach out, like take us through the whole process. So if someone like wants to try Herbalife, they hit you up, um, and now like they have a target specific goal in mind. They do your online, was it a survey or a questionnaire? They take that, and then now what's the process from them, like from that point all the way to like them getting their supplements, and then like do you check on them regularly? Like do you FaceTime them, or like do they send you like workout results or data, and then when they actually post like the after pictures? And what's the
okay.
yeah,
That's a great question. This is going through like how
yeah.
I work. Okay, so definitely when it comes to our business, like you said, I want to keep in mind like there's lots of things out there, and there's lots of people who do Herbalife too.
Hmm.
So by following ethics, I make sure to ask important questions first. So I ask questions like, okay, so have you heard about Herbalife before, or have you been talking to somebody before, or have you signed up with someone? Because there's ethics and rules with any, I'm sure any MLM company has ethics and
Yeah.
rules, and my team makes sure we follow it, because there's an ethic rule where you cannot have dual membership, meaning someone cannot sign up or talk to two people. It's like you're committed.
Within the same company or like different things, or even within the
Same
same?
Herbalife, within
Oh,
Herbalife.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so you could totally have like a membership with like one MLM company and Herbalife, but
Right.
if you're like strictly with Herbalife, you're gonna be with one coach. You
Okay.
can have like many different coaches in Herbalife.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyways, so I asked that important question. Then, like you said, I send them to my retail website, get them hyped about the product and why I loved it so much. I lost my first 10 pounds in the first month, and it was just a basic shakes and teas,
Hmm.
and I just kept being active and honestly saving me money. So I talk about that. They fill out the wellness profile. I get to talking to them. I always ask questions. I always want to hear what they have to say, get to know their life, what they eat on a normal daily, routine.
Hmm.
But one thing is important too is I ask their schedule, because everybody's schedules are so
Yeah.
different. They could be a stay-at-home mom. They could be a busy night shift worker, a busy nurse. I'm like, there's so much different people out there, and I love asking questions, getting to know them.
Hmm.
So I asked that, and then from there, I meet their needs. I don't always push, shakes and teas, because Herbalife is not just shakes and teas. It's
Right.
a nutrition company. So I ask, what's your goals? Do you want to, lose weight, or do you have skin issues, or sometimes they already know what they're looking for with
Hmm.
Herbalife. Um, because I tell them honestly, I started Herbalife for weight loss. But if you don't want to start Herbalife with weight loss, it's fine. It's totally fine. You want to try just the tea for energy, that's fine too. I can help you with that. So get to talking about their needs, their goals. But if they're strictly on the weight loss, then I'm just like, okay, it's coach time. Let's go. Like, okay, you're accountable with me because we getting these results.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you said, they send me, I add them to a group chat, a team chat, and they can stay accountable in there if they want. But some people are ashamed, they're shy.
Mm.
But I try to keep our chat active, because a lot of people, even though they're ashamed and shy, they still look in there for ideas, for inspiration, for, just to see that, okay, people are still going. Like, I'm not alone. Like, I feel so stuck, but there's people still going.
Mhm.
So that's my chat. And then I also do a follow up, like you said. I follow up them once a week. Sometimes like on the weekends, either if it's Friday or Sunday. Like today, I did a bunch of follow-ups about an accountability raffle I'm doing, which, raffles, I'm doing something different. See, me, here you go, being
Yeah, yeah.
different now. This is a different raffle, which I'm super hyped about, because it's just different and it's new, and I have to like keep explaining it though, and keep on hyping it up, because I don't want people to forget, and it's hype. So anyways, it's a raffle where it's not based on like product orders or like the amount that you purchase. No, it's that same old, same old. I'm kind of like bored and tired of that already, and people don't want to see that. Like, okay, another raffle. How much I gotta order? I'm like, no worries. All you gotta do is just consume the products you already purchased with me. Because one thing I kind of like cringe at is where people just waste their money like that, and they buy something, invest in it, and it's like, why don't you use it, girl, like this I want to help you use it up so it doesn't feel like you wasted your money.
Right.
So that's the accountability raffle I'm hyped about, and just basically like a follow-up structure once a week with a new client though. Like you said, a new person, I would try to follow up like every day,
Mm,
because sometimes they could be taking or trying the product wrong. I make sure like, okay, how are you making your shake? Okay, what are you eating? Because sometimes they'll already cheat within the next day, and I'm like, okay, I know it's kind of rough, but you started this, and it's only day
yeah,
two. It's
right.
only day two. Yeah, but I mean, that's where like not a lot of people are truly ready, but they're
Hmm.
curious, right? They just want to try it. So
And that's
I'm
enough,
very, yeah, it's enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
How do you so are you also in charge of like their exercise part or like their fitness part, or you just strictly nutrition?
I'm strictly nutrition, but a lot of people really come to, like I post my own workouts, but I post where
Mhm.
I get it from. I always put like, I always
Yeah.
tell Jordan to sit. Like I always give credit to Jordan because I worked out with Jordan. I'm like, I got this workout from Jordan. I'm working out with Jordan. But now, due to COVID and, his busy life, I'm not able to work out with him and have
Hmm.
sessions anymore.
And shout out to
Um,
Jordan. He's gonna get on here sometime too.
yes, I want to watch his episode. Oh, he's
Yeah.
so good. Honestly, I give most of my journey credit to him. I miss him so much. Like, I want to cry, but he, honestly, yeah, if you have him on, I will definitely watch that episode. And he's just he's an amazing person. He's an
Yeah.
amazing coach and fitness coach. So definitely for fitness journey, I definitely started with him. I want to give some
Mhm.
credit to him. And super blessed and grateful I was able to meet him at UFC, and then still continue my journey. Even though he left UFC, I was like, I'm committed to you. Let's go, let's do it.
Yeah.
And that we just had a connection, and it was I had like met a lot of other great, people being coached by him as well. And I made friends with him as well. Other clients that he had. And it was so great having another coach, fitness coach. And I also, now I have to turn to other sources of fitness help. So like apps or
Mm.
YouTube.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't be, meeting a person like that, like,
True.
oh, I miss that. It's one thing I miss about,
He just knows how to like I haven't like worked out with him, but I've got like asked him questions and I've gotten tips and stuff. He just knows how to like trigger something in your brain that like makes you okay. It kind of gives you like a green light, like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
I think one thing that triggered me with him is that he's a baseball coach, and I grew up around baseball and softball, so he definitely knew how to coach me.
Mm-hmm.
And he saw that, okay, I'm athletic and I'm agility wise, so he knew how to push me, and he knew what I could take because of what I've been through. I was a high school athlete. I've been a college athlete, so he's like, Chelsea, you can do this. You've been through college stuff. You can do this. I'm like, yeah. So he knew how to push me in a way
Oh,
that
that's
he
cool.
knew. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So how like if you're only in charge then of like the of the nutrition part, are sometimes like results or like a person's expectations a little bit like not what they expect in this, not because of you, it's because like you can't control the physical activity part. And then like when it comes to like bettering your health, not just losing weight but like bettering your health, it's just as much staying active as it is nutrition. Like you can work out every day all day, but if you eat junk, it's like nothing's gonna happen. And vice versa, if they're trying to lose weight, and like it helps like that they're you know trying to change up their what they're taking in, but they're not actually like doing any cardiovascular training as well, then maybe they're not going to see results as quick or as drastic as they would imagine. So is that a problem sometimes because you can't control, or like you can't really know what they're doing in terms of the physical activity part?
Are you asking if it's like
Did
frustrating or?
yeah, does it like affect anything with their like transformations or their goals?
I always tell clients that working out and being active does enhance your results, but some people, their nutrition was just so bad in the beginning. Just by taking one shake a day, you could already see results without even working out. But
Oh,
that's
okay.
how their nutrition was before, and then now with their nutrition, with the shakes and the routine that I give them, if they stay consistent on that without working out,
Hmm.
they could see results just because the nutrition was
Yeah.
just so bad. It's just crazy how to just like your nutrition switch could
Hmm.
just give you results. But honestly, yeah, weight loss could definitely, working out and physical activity definitely could enhance the weight loss results.
True. Because
Yeah.
because how I was saying earlier, I feel like as much as you need both, I feel like it's more, slightly more on the nutrition side, maybe like 60-40 or 70-30 even, because like, yeah, like I said, you could work out all day, every day, and then you go McDonald's right after. Because like for me, like when I was starting to not like how I looked or not like how I felt. Like this is after high school. Because in high school and before I was okay. And after high school, you get a job, you get a car, you're just eating all the time. I kind of like there was a point where I didn't like how I felt, how I looked. And then before even like really religiously going to the gym, I just like cut out like as much sugar and carbs and like rice as I could. And yeah, that alone did enough for me to like feel and see results. And then with the added like dedication to working out and then I'm trying to clean up the diet a little bit, then that's when it really took off. But yeah, that alone is like just nutritional habits that we're just so used to and like people are just have a hard time letting go. Like I haven't eaten rice since 2015. And like, you
Ah,
know, being like Asian, being Filipino, living in Hawaii,
oh, love my rice.
so
Yeah. Oh,
hard. And then people thought I was crazy, but it's like because I tried to go brown rice and then it was pointless because I would just load my plate with brown rice, so I might as well just eat white rice. And then so I because me like I have no discipline, so I have to go cold turkey. So I just cut rice entirely, and then like that did a lot. And then I feel like now I'm at a point where like I can, you know, go back to rice because of how much I exercise and all that. But I just got so used to not eating it that like I just don't anymore, you know. But I definitely
yeah,
feel like I could
definitely
go
how
back.
it was too. Yeah, no, I cut out rice in the beginning, but then later on, I found my relationship with food, and that a bowl of rice wouldn't hurt. Just like
Hmm.
one little bowl of rice. But if you have like a bowl of rice every day, then oh yeah.
Yeah, or
So
like
this,
3 bowls of rice, then yeah.
yeah, no. So like knowing my portions, I learned how to do that, and just knowing my balance and relationship, like meaning like I don't have food guilt. Knowing that I stay consistent long enough to deserve that, and I worked out enough. But when you said about like working out and eating McDonald's after, it's so funny because I'm actually watching. It's like lifters, those people who can just burn a shit ton of
Oh
calories.
yeah, because their
And
metabolism's high.
they can eat all that crap. So I'm actually
Mhm.
watching this guy on YouTube who eats a lot of crap, and I'm just like, oh man, I wish I could eat that. But
Yeah.
just watching because yeah. So I watched this guy, Eric the Electric, and I'm just like, God damn, how does he eat that much? But he's a bicyclist. He
Oh, I
burns.
see.
He bicycles, so it's like you burn.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why, like you said, at working out and just eating, it goes hand in hand. But like some people are different. They have like really fast metabolism that they can eat like 10,000 calories
I
in one
know.
day. I'm just like, damn, I wish I had the
Yeah,
body like that, but no, everybody's body is different. So we can't eat like that. So
I know. No, I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes if it's pre-workout, yeah, I'll let it go. Like I'll cheat a little bit. I'll eat. Like if I have like if I'm at work and then they have fries, I'm like, I really wouldn't like let myself eat fries typically. But I know I'm
yeah,
about to have like a nuts leg day after work. Okay, I'll
yeah.
eat
So
some
that's
fries. It's carbs,
like,
but like afterwards, I cannot. I would feel so like,
yeah,
bro, what was the
like
point?
that exercise was a waste. Like, oh
Yeah.
man. But like, see, that's why I understand why people carb load now before like a
Hmm.
heavy or active workout day. I'm like, oh, they need the energy for the
Yeah.
next day. But then after that, they eat consistently good, so they
Hmm.
keep maintain those results.
Yeah. Do you fast?
No, well, I
Oh.
did before, but I was like, it tricked my body. Like my
Mm.
body is a type where it just automatically will store something if I starve it, and it'll start like building that. If I do it too often, my body, my metabolism. I have no control of it. And I still haven't known it. Like I should. I feel like I should go to like a dietitian and get to know my metabolism a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't understand it either.
No, me neither. I just kind of wing it, just like with the scoop.
Yeah. Right, you wing the numbers. Like I don't understand it, but
Yeah.
I'm doing my best, right? And
Yeah.
Herbalife does help a lot with that, knowing that I still take my vitamins, my nutrients, my protein. Because
Hmm.
before Herbalife, I had no idea protein was so important. So
Yeah.
I definitely love like chicken and steak. I'm still trying real hard to go into fish, but I'm just
Mm.
not a fish person. It's hard. So
Like you mean like in general, like baked, steamed, or like raw, or fish in
well,
general?
I love poke, don't get me
Okay, I
wrong,
was
but like,
gonna ask like, you know,
yeah,
poke,
no, I like poke, but like like the healthy fish. Like I'll eat salmon, but
tilapia and
salmon,
stuff.
yeah, tilapia is the best. I know when I was like really strict and doing the shred challenge, I eat tilapia.
Mm.
Cod and tilapia were like, okay, I was strict on it. I ate it because I had to for the challenge. I was like, oh
Hmm.
man, but I'm not. It's not my go-to.
Yeah, I think it helps that I love fish. Like I love tilapia, I love salmon, I love ahi. So it's like whenever it's always a good, easy alternative. Like if you want to eat, but like you just like we were talking about, you just had a good workout and you don't want to feel like what was the point if you throw it away on some junk food. But you want
Mm-hmm.
something fulfilling but nutritious, like fish. So yeah,
And
I
so that's why
definitely don't
I feel
mind
so
food.
bad when I eat like a poke bowl. I'm like, protein, yes.
Yeah,
But not with the rice. The rice, like, oh man, just poke
yeah,
is
yeah.
good.
Do you I see that you meal prep on your Instagram. Like, is that part of Herbalife or that's your own separate thing?
That's my own thing. So actually, I got the inspiration to do that once I started people posting meal prep pictures. I was like, damn, if they can do it, I can do it. Like, it looks so pretty. I like the fact that it made it look so organized and like meals like that. And then plus it kept them in the routine and structured, and that was when I was super busy, still working actually. It really helped while I was working. And that's kind of like where I got my first results was like the meal prep and just being so busy at work. I had something to eat always. But yeah, meal prep has been like, it's just knowing that I have food. It's in the
Right,
fridge.
true, true. You save money too a little bit, yeah. It's just
Exactly. It really feels
you gotta spend time to make it, but after that, it's like you're good on money wise and what am I gonna
yeah.
eat and stuff.
That's definitely what I post when I post meal prep is that I only take 1 to 2 hours in one day to save hours throughout your week.
True.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, it does, and money, and just don't have. It's a choice. It really is a choice. Like, do I have to spend this? You don't really have to spend it.
True. Yeah, I feel like that's a big part of it too. Like when you eat, yeah, like a lot of times when you eat, you're eating not because you're hungry, you're bored. So that way, like if you have something set schedule wise, like I already had my meal today and I'm not quote unquote scheduled for another one till later, I can just supplement it with a shake or like some protein bar for now.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's better for your stomach, for your wallet. So
Plus, too, I feel like people go out and eat though because it's trendy or it's like influenced. Like they see it on a
yeah, it's a
commercial.
social gathering too.
Yeah, and other people are drinking and like, oh, I gotta have that red cup. Oh, I gotta get me that red cup.
Or like, oh, let me try that. I haven't tried that before. Or where are you guys going? I'm not doing anything tonight. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, yeah, like if you're on that
If
journey
you're on
of
a
trying to,
goal, yeah. If you're trying to do something, yeah.
Yeah. I want to ask, after you gave birth, did you have a period of time where obviously because your body was like recovering from the pregnancy, did you have to like get back on track again physically after that? And then how was that transition back into the healthy lifestyle and like your fit lifestyle? How was that transition for you after you gave birth?
I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty hard
Yeah.
because I did stop. I just walked, strictly walking, my last month in my third trimester. So definitely around 32 weeks, I stopped working out completely. I just went on walks. We went to the beach a lot. Then after I gave birth, I was like already in this mode, like, okay, I gotta get back. I want to get back. Like, I want to so bad. So honestly, I did not wait for clearance from my doctor. It's so bad. People were asking me like, did you get clearance? I'm like,
Let's hope your doctor doesn't watch this.
no, like I was still doing modifications though. I wasn't pushing myself hard because I knew like, I think I started going back a week or two from after giving birth. And I just did, the modifications still, acted like I was still pregnant, doing exercise. So I kind of really did take myself easy, but I knew I always pushed harder. That's me though. That's me. I always like I did it before, but I keep forgetting that you just had a baby. Stop it. So
was it different or like more of the same, harder or easier than when you had your injury?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh man, that is a good question.
Or like were they kind of the same?
I feel like, see, honestly, I don't even remember. After my injury, fitness was definitely like really new world to me too, because I forgot honestly about being fit and exercising because I was just so into work, paycheck to hours to hours. I had 2 jobs, right? So I forgot about working out. And then when doing it on my own after I got injured, I tried to do Orange Theory. And I was like, I was dying. I was like, Orange Theory is more for like athletic people who are like already athletic going in there.
What is Orange Theory?
Orange Theory was like another gym. It was like
okay.
Class. A group of people will go in and they have a workout class and then that's it. It's not like an open gym. It's a scheduled class that everybody goes in. Yeah, that was hard. So I think it was harder when I got injured from my burn because it was like a whole new world. Like with Kiana, after I was already fit before I had her and before I got pregnant, and I was already like on an athletic fitness journey before I had her. So definitely it was harder when I got injured because before that I forgot about I forgot about working
That
out.
makes that makes sense because prior to the pregnancy, when you were already like familiar and comfortable like with that lifestyle, so like it was a matter of just kind of flipping the
Yeah,
switch.
going back into it, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Could you share any stories of like any clients you've had that I'm sure you have these moments with them a lot, but like where they're really grateful, where you really made a difference in their lives and you helped change not only their body but their lifestyle and their health and like if you don't mind sharing something like maybe they lost like 50 pounds and like they're a totally different person and like life's just so much better for them and they
Mhm.
credit a lot of that to you. Like, do you have any stories like that? I'm pretty sure you do.
I do. But then again, life happens, and sometimes I've been in the business for 3 years, so I've had like clients who were in it with me for a year, and then they just completely they're into their life and they're happy with where they're at, and I totally get it. I totally get it. They
Mhm.
don't see Herbalife as a long term thing, but they are happy and grateful for the results they got, and now they're like flying on their own, doing their own thing. I'm like, you go, girl. Like you don't have to like.
Yeah, that's cool.
But if I always tell them if they're ready to commit to Herbalife, like you want to do this and you want to help other people, then I offer the business opportunity. Um, but when it comes to clients that are just loyal clients, and I have one, she's actually an auntie in the Big Island. She lost 50 pounds, like you said, and now
Oh wow.
she's a bodybuilder, so she's
Oh
not
no
trying to
way.
so she's not trying to lose a lot. So
uh
she's just grateful that she lost, the fat content she wanted, and she's still able to consume Herbalife with still building her muscle that she has. So,
mm,
um, her daughter and I, we played softball together, and she always posts like long messages saying she's grateful. She knows a lot of people who do Herbalife, but she's more attracted and supportive of me because of how passionate I am and how I'm always consistent on my stories, and I think more about other people, and it's not like product.
mm. It's connection
Yeah,
relationship.
it's connection. It's being real. It's being me. I
Yeah.
share me. What I like, don't like, what I'm trying, what I'm not trying,
Mm.
and I'm not looking into it like to be accepted by this group of people. It's more
Right.
like a broad spectrum. If I'm not, I don't make you happy, you're not connecting with me, it's okay.
Yeah, you don't want
There's
to force
yeah,
the
I'm not
yeah.
definitely not at all. I try not to be. I'm not here to try to please you. I want to get you. No, it's just if you like me, you like me. Hey, let's connect.
Right.
Yeah.
What was her goal? Like, or and did she? I mean, now that she's a bodybuilder, was she already kind of like that, or this is totally new for her because she turned the corner after Herbalife and all that?
Oh no, this wasn't new for her. She was bodybuilding before she tried Herbalife, but she was trying like a lot of other different things. So like
Oh, I
like
see.
that, trying a lot of different things. Herbalife did catch her eye, but she just didn't see a coach that would be supportive, or she wanted to support, or she
Mm.
felt connected to, and it was just so like grateful that her daughter and I played softball, so she knew me personally, and she watched me play softball. So
Just
it's
made sense to
really
like.
yeah, and I
That's cool.
like it that we can still stay connected, and she supports me in such a good way, and I show her my daughter all the time, like we're doing great, Auntie. Here's Kiana, she'll
Oh,
be
that's
one.
awesome.
Yeah.
How has um running your business and like with your clientele and everything, how has it changed since COVID? Like I'm sure like you were already like, communicating with people and like doing a lot of your networking through social media anyway. So I'm sure that part hasn't really changed, but has anything changed during COVID? And has anything like how have you had to like adjust like with how you do what you do?
So honestly, my work hasn't changed. It's just the content, like you said, had to change because I
Mm,
had to definitely push more different content, be different. Because everybody's on their phone, um, and trying to look for useful things they can do at home. Um, so just sharing what I could do at home could maybe inspire somebody else to do it at home. Um, my work ethic, honestly, it changed when I had Kiana because I was so used to have like being my own time, doing what I need to do, and like I had a structure, a set schedule. But with a baby, it's like we had like a team training where we had to train about schedules, setting your work routine. I'm like, there's no such thing. Like if you
mm,
have kids, there's no such thing. You just have to work around them. So that's why time is so valuable, especially when you have a business, and especially if you work around it with kids or even with a full-time job. Any pocket of your time you have, you cannot be scrolling. You have to invest it in your business or in even your health. So if I have a pocket of time when she's napping to work out, it's hard for me to choose though, like work out or like work my business. I'm like,
Yeah.
So I try to do two at once, kill two over one bird with two stones. So I work out and I'll record a workout that I'm doing to post later. So it's like I'm doing work content and I'm getting a good workout. So I've been trying to do that lately, and just doing more things around the house is what I had to adjust, and definitely with Kiana. But still, I had to adjust with her too. I don't want her to be cooped up at home. So the most I can do is just take her to my cousin's house and just interact with them. And everybody has their own lives and their own stuff that they do, but that's the most we can do. I try to make the best of most of what I can do with the time that I have at home.
Hey, speaking of like working around the house, I seen you and your husband post like you guys made like a little gazebo thingy or something in the back, like in the yard. It was like a what did you guys do? Or what
We're
did you guys
in
make?
the process. We're trying to like take it down. We're trying to. We had next year's plans. We are trying to renovate or just landscape the whole backyard and just take it all out and turf it for the dogs and for Kiana too. We haven't even taken her outside because we have 2 King Corsals and they just wrecked the entire backyard.
Oh, you guys have King Corsals?
Yeah, we have King Corsals.
I love those dogs too.
I love those. We had our first Bella. She was our first puppy. It was basically my first baby. And we actually were pregnant together too with puppies. So we're super, Bella and I are super connected. She had puppies literally 2 weeks before I gave birth to Kiana. So it was disaster. I was like, I was trying to take care of puppies and I was like 36 weeks pregnant. I'm like, I'm trying to take care of puppies.
Yeah.
But I was getting myself ready for a baby because I had to stay up at night to switch the puppies out when they're like milking on her. So I was really connected.
Sold them all?
Yeah, we sold them all. It was like a year ago, I think. Yeah, babe, it was a year ago we sold the King Corsal puppies. I think it was a year ago. Yeah, before COVID. Yeah.
No, I love those dogs. If we weren't such like a Rottweiler family, I would probably have King Corsal. That's so cool. So if anybody, I don't want to keep you too long. I know you got take care of Kiana, so I'll let you go on this. For anybody who is thinking about joining Herbalife, whether as a client or even on the business side, would you say that like you can definitely say that this is what I'm trying to say? Like, can you say that like this is all you do now, and like this is enough for you to like really like live a life where you're still taking care of yourself as well as taking care of your family and providing for them, and you can do all of this while being a stay-at-home mom through this business, and you're okay, you're stable financially and everything, and that you're still, it doesn't take away from like family and your passions. Like for someone who's thinking about doing this full time, um can they actually are they actually able to do so, like where they don't have to work another job, or like is it good to have side businesses? Or because if I'm sure there's a lot of people who are like curious, and like we said, there's a lot of different like things and avenues and ways that they can go about working from home. But I know there's a lot of people who are just not familiar with that type of business or with that type of company. So I'm sure there's some people with like speculations or just a lot of questions whether they can drop what they're doing and then just do that full time if they really commit. So what would you recommend to somebody who's thinking about doing it full time, and should they and can they? Like, are you good? And like, is this really something you can see yourself doing long term? And for those who are thinking about it, what would you tell them, and to like give them words of encouragement if you want to try it out?
That's a great question. I always wanted to share this. Basically, when it comes to Herbalife, for me personally, yes, I've heard so many, successful stories. I know a lot of people who are within my organization who do make this work full time. And no matter the age and no matter what you did before, it totally can be possible. One thing I would say though is that to be committed and in love. Basically, be married to what you do, and that's not only be married to what you do, but the products that you consume. And whatever it may be, honestly, like, with Herbalife, when it comes to my distributors, I always remind them, why did you fall in love with the products? And for me, I fell in love with the products because of the results. the results that it's given me. I'm going to be blessed and grateful for it. I'm going to share the product and, you know, be proud of it. Like, yes, Herbalife helped me do this, not anything else. You know, I didn't do anything else with it. I fell in love with it. I'm committed. I understand, you know, there's many, many different things to try and do, but once you found one, love it, be grateful for it, show and you know, be not only grateful, but, you know, like, this is what it helped me. You don't want to like consume one product and be like, oh no, this other product helped me do it. Like, no, don't forget about where you started and why you started. And, you know, and just be passionate about not only health and nutrition, but other people's health and nutrition and life. You know, like, it's so crazy how I posted this quote, you know, learning during COVID, people realize that health is wealth. Health is wealth. And
Yep.
And then people think that, you know, being healthy and living a healthy lifestyle is expensive, but honestly, illness in the future is like basically you're working to pay for your deathbed. You're working
Your
that
hospital
time
bills.
to just pass away. But it's like, with this opportunity, I'm able to like still take care of my health and nutrition and then have it in the future and be there for Kiana in her future and whatever she wants to do. If she wants to go to school, then yeah, whatever she finds in life. But honestly, what Herbalife offers is that it's a family business, so I can actually have her in the business if she wants to. She can, you know, help her friends or people she may attract, you know, help this other, you know, kid or their parents, and then I can get introduced to their parents. Like, hey, yeah, it's a family business and it's family nutrition. And I love that about Herbalife. And the fact that is that if I do pass away, my earnings get passed on to her. So it's like my team, like if my team still is successful and keeps going, whatever, like my clientele gets passed on to her. So I got to make sure my clientele knows her. Like, okay, anything happens to me, she can take care of you. And that's why I love that I can pass on health and nutrition and the lifestyle to her too, to take care of herself in the future.
That's awesome. And I think a lot of it goes as a lot can be said to that, like, it would take so much effort and energy to like lie. So the fact that you're so, like the word you used, the fact that you're so passionate about why people should try this product, why people should get on this you know, diet regimen, is because you personally have used it and it really has worked for you. And it's like you just want to share that. You know what I mean? Like it takes so much effort for people. It would take so much effort for you to like lie just to sell something, as opposed to you doing it with a lot of discipline because you just
effortlessly, like
you just know that it works and it works for you, and you have like visible results and like witnesses and stories. So it's like it's so easy to sell something and share something that's
just do it every day.
Changed your life. Yeah, that's so dope. Hey, thank you, Chelsea. I'm gonna put all your links below so that everybody can holler at you, check you out if they're interested in any of your products or jumping on your team.
We actually have a new product though. Like I see whenever like new products come up, I make it a point. Like, I don't know how it is yet. I tell my clients like it's there if you want to try it. But a lot of my clients say that, well, you try it first, Chelsea. Like, I got you. I'll try it first. Hold on. I already did this product review. So my clients trust me on that. You know, I really share that about new products. So also that link too is in my bio. But yeah,
everything will be Oh, since before I let you go, since we're on it, you spoke a lot about how like you originally fell in love with like the teas and the protein shakes, and that's something you still do to this day, and they still use to this day. Has there been anything new that you kind of like picked up along the way on your journey that you're like, oh, this is great too? Like, it's whether it's like a liquid drink or like a snack or something. Is there any other product that you were like, oh, this is great?
What product? Well, on a daily, I mean, Herbalife, snacks. Oh my gosh, it's so different. Like, I could do for workout wise, jump rope. I picked that up. If you've seen that, jumping rope, the most inexpensive thing ever. Like, I was thinking,
me too, actually.
Yeah, and like I was thinking, like, oh, I gotta get a bicycle. I gotta get like a treadmill. No, like a jump rope. Jump rope requires a lot of patience, a lot, and you have to be willing to just keep going and just pick up that rope again. You can't, like, there's multiple times where I just flew the rope. I'm just like, fuck this already. Like, oh my god. But then you have to be willing to, like, are you gonna like it enough to do it again the next day?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like how it tricks too. So I picked up jump rope.
No, honestly, me too. Like, especially, I mean, I always kind of have because I knew it was good cardio, but especially after quarantine hit, and then the gym was closed for a long time, and then there's days where maybe I didn't feel like hitting the punching bag or holding pads, and I didn't want to run or whatever, and I couldn't go shoot hoops. I like dug through like the closet and I found like my jump rope, and like, it's so people I mean, professional boxers and MMA fighters use it. Why wouldn't you? It's like such a simple but effective like for like high
That's
intensity cardio. Like you can do 10-minute workout, it'll be like 30 minutes of jogging. Like,
right. Yeah, no, 10 minutes or 20 minutes of me like jumping rope was like 300 calories. I'm like, holy moly.
and then you start to like become a nerd with it, trying to do all the other different
Yeah.
kinds.
Yeah, that's how I am too. Like I always want more. I'm like, okay, jumping is a little boring. Let's try some tricks, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I have yet to like
Jumping
do
rope.
anything
Yeah,
else
definitely picked up.
successfully.
Especially during quarantine. Yeah, COVID, like that was the most inexpensive thing to do, and you can do it anywhere. First, I was gonna try running, and I was like, I'm not a runner, but jump rope was fun. I mean, you have to definitely pick up the practice. I've seen like I've been watching and following a lot of jump rope social media. See, I love social media, but I've been following a lot of other people who jump rope, and to see their journey, it's like, why can I start from the beginning and go from my own top? You know, they were super coordinated, and then look where they are now after 6 months. So it's like same thing with any type of journey. I'm like, you gotta just start. You just gotta start somewhere. Yeah.
But now that I think about it, I know consciously that I got into it, and then my girlfriend started doing it as well, like a little bit more than usual. I think we went to go get her one, and then now that I think about it, I've seen a bunch of people like so far this year like getting into jump rope. So I think it's a quarantine fitness trend. I feel like people are like,
yeah, it is a quarantine finish. There's a lot of quarantine, the COVID trends.
Yeah, you remember all those challenges going around, like the push-ups and tag 10 people in the beginning.
What
of all
happened
this?
to those?
People got tired of it. I think it's because like I would get tagged and like 6 people would tag me. I'm like, bro, that's 60 push-ups I gotta do, and then send it to like, I was like, maybe not.
I thought it was like you just do like 10 and then you tag them all back.
I know, yeah. And then like you tag someone else and then they don't do it. You're like, bro.
Yeah. What happened to that?
So, yeah.
See, trends fade.
They do, but fitness in general doesn't. So it's like I feel like their fitness trends are something that people will pick up, drop, pick up, drop. It just takes a different way to see it, or a specific person to try it, and then that'll make you like. Because I remember before I hated jump rope. I was like, I don't want to do it. I hate running too, but I'd rather run. And then now this year, all of a sudden, I have this like newfound interest in it, and I'm doing it all the time. Like kettlebells. I also got into kettlebells this year. I don't know if you do kettlebell workouts.
I just bought a set of kettlebells, so I'm really excited. You have something to share.
Yeah,
see. It's new. It's new. Kettlebells are new to me, but I bought a couple of kettlebells and I'm ready. Excited to learn.
I gotta go get some too, because I've been thinking about it like for a while, and then like I tried it recently. It was like the best workout, especially because it was leg day when I tried it, and then after legs, I still wanted to get cardio in, but I didn't want to like run or like stairmaster after I just squatted and everything. So like I was like, oh, let me try this kettlebell. So I did it on the turf. It was I got a real good sweat. It was
a good full body workout because you're lifting it legs. Oh, I can't wait to get mine. So yeah, definitely share that content. From? LA Fitness.
Oh, of course.
Yep.
It's either there or like Total Fitness in Kalihia. That's like the 2 main Oahu.
Yeah, those 2 are big ones.
Yeah. Cool. Hey, thank you, Chelsea. I'll get all your links from you. They'll all be in the bottom. People can check it out. Thank you so much for doing this. That was a lot of fun. I appreciate it. You and your family stay safe, stay healthy out here in these streets. And yeah, you guys have a good night. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Thank you and good night. See you, girl. Hopefully I see you soon, like in the gym or with Jordan or something.
Yeah, can't wait to see you. Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. All right, you guys stay safe. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Bye.